What mattered most at UFC 301 at Rio Arena in Rio de Janeiro? Here are a few post-fight musings. 5. Mauricio Rufy makes an impressive impression in debut. May 4, 2024, Rio de Janeiro, RJ, Brazil. Mauricio Rufy, red gloves, fights Jamie Mullarkey, blue gloves, during UFC 301 at Rio Arena. Mandatory credit, Jason Silva, USA Today Sports. The hyperbole was off the charts for Mauricio Rufy after strong showing his octagon debut with a first-round knockout of the always tough Jamie Mullarkey. And for the most part, it was warranted. UFC commentator and coach Din Thomas said Rufy, 10-1 MMA, 1-0 UFC, reminded him of a young Conor McGregor while he picked Mullarkey apart with strikes, then finished the job in round 1. Daniel Cormier then proceeded to say Rufy's performance was one of the greatest UFC debuts we've seen in a long time. It was strong words across the board for Rufy, who proceeded to send a message to lightweight champ Islam Makhachev that his reign will soon be under threat. That's putting the cart way ahead of the horse in arguably the most stacked division in the sport, but you can respect the confidence. Let's see what Rufy can do moving forward. He beat an opponent who is sub 500 in the UFC in Mullarkey, and he'll need to do much more work before his comments toward Makhachev are taken with any seriousness. 4. Caio Borralho continues to roll. May 4, 2024, Rio de Janeiro, RJ, Brazil. Paul Craig, red gloves, fights Caio Borralho, blue gloves, during UFC 301 at Rio Arena. Mandatory credit, Jason Silva, USA Today Sports. Caio Borralho continued to build momentum in the middleweight division with a near-flawless performance against Paul Craig, marking his 13th consecutive victory overall. Borralho, 16-1 MMA, 6-0 UFC, has been steadily climbing up the rankings, and against his most experienced and established foe to date in Craig, he shined en route to a second-round knockout finish. He called out Jared Cannonier in the aftermath of the fight, and while he might not get that next with Cannonier rumored to take on Nassourdine Imavov in an upcoming main event, he's shooting a better shot than he has in the past, which I've criticized him for. It's time for Borralho to get a tougher test, no doubt, though. He's off to a start in his octagon tenure that few other 185-pound names have matched in the past, and that's deserving of something meaningful. 3. Michel Pereira can't be stopped. May 4, 2024, Rio de Janeiro, RJ, Brazil. Michel Pereira, red gloves, fights Ihor Pochieria, blue gloves, during UFC 301 at Rio Arena. Mandatory credit, Jason Silva, USA Today Sports. There was a lot of excitement around Michel Pereira when he was signed to the UFC because of his flashy style and epic highlight reel. But even the most optimistic of his supporters couldn't have seen this type of success.